What the hell are you talking about? Will you stop? That's just BS. Anybody who knows boxing, everybody who watches boxing knows that David Benavidez is the real deal. Now that doesn't mean he'd beat you, because anybody could fall if you catch him right. We know who you are, Canelo, you big time. But that ain't what America has been asking for. That ain't what the boxing world has been asking for. The boxing world, Canelo Alvarez, has been asking you to go and...
Stephen A. Smith publicly challenged Canelo Alvarez, saying he is avoiding the one fight that could truly define this stage of his career against David Benavidez. Smith argued that it makes little sense for Canelo to keep choosing smaller opponents while an undefeated knockout puncher in his own division continues waiting for a chance.
Knockout artist has smoked everybody in his path. He's undefeated, and he's been asking for you. And oh, by the way, Canelo Alvarez, you could get $150 million for fighting David Benavidez. The Latino population alone will ensure that you get that fight. Yo! You don't get to say something like that. You don't get to say he's nothing, he's nothing, he's nothing. He happens to be a champion who's a...
Smith also pointed out what he believes is a clear contradiction. He said Canelo had no problem accepting a fight against a naturally smaller opponent, yet has shown no urgency to face Benavidez. In his view, this is exactly the kind of dangerous elite matchup that boxing fans have been asking for.
You fought him. He fights at 154. You fight at 168, but you still got in the ring with him. Why won't you get in the ring with David Benavidez? Again, I'm not saying you lose. What I'm saying is, there's a damn good chance you could. And if you could, that makes it for an epic fight. Everybody wants to see you against David Benavidez. Everybody. Don't do that to us. If you want to make him wait and say, I want to make this money, fine, even though you made gobs and gobs of money, and the contingent will follow you wherever you go because you that big time, you that...
While discussing Canelo's recent schedule, Stephen A. said fans have little interest in unnecessary rematches or fights that nobody requested. He argued that if Canelo truly wants to honor the sport, he should finally give the Mexican monster the opportunity that boxing fans have wanted for years.
Asking for that, nobody cared about that fight. You get ready for him and go. A lot of people ain't clamoring for that. When you decided to fight Charlo, people weren't clamoring for that. We want Canelo Alvarez versus David Benavidez. And for respect for the sport, which I know you have, Canelo, I'm not accusing you of not having that. But for respect for the sport, at least talk about giving that Mexican monster, which is what Mike Tyson calls him.
Benavidez also criticized Canelo directly, claiming the champion has intentionally stayed away from the matchup. He suggested that Canelo's past struggles against naturally bigger fighters help explain why the fight has continued to be delayed. Benavidez believes Canelo understands the danger created by his speed, power, and non-stop pressure.
If you have a fighter talking so much trash in front of you, why don't you make an example of him to the world? Beat me in the ring and make a whole lot of money. But Canelo Alvarez, as you can see from every time he fights a guy that's big with power, like the Wall, you know what I mean? And he's not able to suppress these fighters as much as he's able to suppress the little fighters. You know what I mean? So he sees a lot of things in me that he can't stop. You know, not only does he see speed, does he see power, but he sees a lot of heart in me. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, I'm going in there and I'm proving I want to prove myself to the world that I'm the greatest fighter. And it doesn't matter. It doesn't scare me to get in there with the
Benavidez has continued questioning Canelo's intentions, saying the champion missed the perfect opportunity to make the fight. He believes he has grown into a much better fighter, combining more experience, improved boxing skills, and the mentality of a true warrior, making him an even more difficult opponent than before.
He took the fight with me way back then, because if he had a chance to beat me, it would have been back then. He has no chance of beating me now, especially now. I'm getting all this confidence. You know, I'm stepping into my prime. You know, I'm able to deal with these bigger shows better. You know what I mean? I'm able to thrive in these shows. I'm able to, every time I fight, I'm always winning by a significant amount. You know what I mean? So I'm learning my craft better and better each and every single fight. I'm gaining more confidence every single fight, and like I said, I really want to go in there and hurt people. I'm not a boxer.
Jose Benavidez Sr. also criticized Canelo, accusing him of avoiding the toughest competition. At the same time, he praised his son for always chasing the biggest challenges available. He said David is motivated by proving himself against elite fighters rather than taking the easiest path.
Human. He wants to get, he don't want no tune-up, he don't want easy fight. He wants the big boys, he wants the guys that are gonna challenge him and gonna bring danger. He wants to prove the people that he's the best. And he will prove it and he will look.
Still frustrated by the situation, Benavidez Sr. explained why he believes David is such a difficult opponent for anyone. He argued that Canelo fully understands how complete David's game is, pointing to his size, strength, constant pressure, and versatility as qualities that have helped him succeed in multiple divisions.
There's no ingredient, there's nothing to beat the Mexican monster. Of what I seen, even me, I'm impressed. I'm like, what the? How does he throw the punches like a Lofton shots? How did he drop that hand and hit you? And then he's gonna do it again, but he changed it down. Uppercuts, everything, bro, footwork, defense, Right now, I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't see any danger for David Benavidez at 175 and at cruiserweight or
Oscar de la Hoya also criticized Canelo, saying the biggest problem in boxing is not the sport itself, but top stars refusing to face the most dangerous challengers. He claimed Canelo has focused on protecting his record instead of taking the kind of risks fans expect from a champion.
And then why can't we fix this and why can we fix that? And I'm thinking to my head, well, it's not the sport that's broken, because us promoters, managers, everybody involved in boxing, we want to make those big fights happen. But when you're a fighter that does not want to fight the top guys, then that's the problem. The fighters not having literally the balls to go up there and fight the toughest challenges, because maybe you might be protecting your O, maybe you're never scared, but you just don't want to face.
Speaking about the negotiations that never produced a fight, De La Hoya claimed every serious attempt to finalize a matchup with Benavidez eventually fell apart. He accused Canelo of repeatedly finding new reasons not to reach an agreement, preventing one of boxing's biggest possible fights from happening.
And people, we've heard it over and over and over again, Benavidez calling out Canelo. Why didn't Canelo want to fight Benavidez? You have to ask that to Canelo. I have my answer.
You have to ask. You were trying to negotiate. You were trying to make that fight, right?
We couldn't get him to the table at all. Excuse after excuse. I mean, come on. Benavidez was chasing you for...
Teddy Atlas also questioned Canelo's willingness to face Benavidez. He argued that Canelo's financial position gives him complete control over his career, yet despite having that advantage, he has shown little interest in accepting a fight that carries this much risk.
What I want to see is what Canelo wants to see. I don't think he wants to see Benavidez. And I'm not knocking him. He's a great fighter, Canelo. He's the cash king. He's all that. I get it, although the heavyweights have been doing pretty good with the guy. Slightly, especially with Mr. Turkey Al-Sheikh involved. But, and deservingly so, the fights that they've been doing and putting on, Usyk and Fury and Dubois, everything. But I will say that, if anything, Benavidez didn't do himself any favors if he wants to be in the Canelo sweepstakes with that.
Atlas also criticized Canelo's strongest supporters, saying they often defend decisions that would be criticized if made by other fighters. He argued that being one of boxing's biggest stars should not excuse avoiding the opponent many people consider the division's toughest challenge.
Be the Canelo, maniacs out there, the pom-pom. Where's my pom-poms? I don't have the pom-pom. Pom-pom, peppermint, Canelo, Look, I think Canelo's great. I have nothing against him. He does get the advantage of picking his spots more than other guys because he brings the money. I understand that. But he does get the chance to avoid guys if he wants to. He's fought everyone too. He's fought a lot of good fights. I get the resume. He's tremendous. Please, you guys, do what you want to do. Take it the way you want to take it. But don't say that I don't respect him or that he's not a good fighter. He is. He's a damn good fighter. But he does pick his spots too.
Canelo Alvarez responded by rejecting the criticism. He said many fighters constantly call him out because facing him guarantees major attention and significant financial rewards. Canelo insisted he already proved himself by becoming the undisputed champion after defeating the best opponents available at the time. Remaining firm in his stance, Canelo dismissed the ongoing pressure to fight Benavidez. He argued that much of the criticism comes from people hoping to benefit from his popularity, saying everyone wants the opportunity that comes with sharing the ring with boxing's biggest star.
It's impossible. He can fight with the heavyweights, you know what I mean?
Talking about him fighting Usyk, right?
Yeah. So, but you know, I understand why he's calling me out, or they are calling me out, but...
Meanwhile, Mike Coppinger warned that putting off a career-defining fight for too long can eventually hurt a fighter's legacy. He explained that boxing history remembers not only the great victories, but also the biggest fights that never happened, leaving lasting questions behind.
Boxing fans, the boxing guys, are going to take credit away from Canelo or Roy. And I think the answer to that is no. But what I think I'm talking about is when you talk about legacy, it's perception, it's public perception. I think about now the sad sight of seeing Roy Jones mocked by Joe Calzaghe. You know, do I think Jones would beat Calzaghe in their primes? Of course, but I can't take that memory out of my head.
That's a good point. But I'm going to keep the image of the Roy that I grew up watching.
Max Kellerman also criticized the idea of protecting an undefeated record at all costs. He compared it to other moments in boxing history where avoiding major risks ultimately damaged a fighter's reputation. According to Kellerman, true greatness comes from accepting the toughest challenges, not staying away from them.
Roberto Duran lost one non-title fight against Esteban de Jesus, who turned out to be a great fighter, on points. And then he avenged that loss twice by knockout to unify the lightweight title, made 12 title defenses, fought like 10 non-title fights a year, with something like 70-something and won when he fought Sugar Ray Leonard in Sugar Ray Leonard's prime, 2 divisions above lightweight, and beat him, right? Now, at that point, Duran cemented his legacy. However, after No Mas, he lost to Kirkland Lang. He lost to Wilfred Benitez. Benitez you could lose to. Kirkland Lang you can't lose to. It's Roberto Duran. And when I told you that, hey, but Duran was so great that he wound up beating Iran Barkley at super middleweight and knocked him down in the fight of the year, that Duran was so great, he did X, Y, and Z. You're like, yeah, but he lost to this guy and that guy and that guy. That's the thing that people like you
it was more
hold against him.
You gave me all these excuses.
Terrence Crawford and Joe Rogan also joined the discussion by talking about the physical matchup between the two fighters. They suggested that Benavidez's natural size and strength would create serious problems for Canelo. In their opinion, it has become increasingly clear which fighter has consistently pushed for the matchup and which one has not. They also discussed the mental side of the situation, suggesting that difficult experiences against naturally bigger opponents may have influenced Canelo's willingness to take another high-risk fight. They believe those past experiences could still be affecting his decisions today. Hats all for today's video. If you enjoyed this breakdown, be sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss the latest boxing news and analysis. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.